My throat closed, my hands went cold. For a second, I couldn't even process the words on the screen. Then I saw the photo. My 7-year-old son, sitting alone by the terminal window, his small backpack on his lap, watching planes take off without him. I didn't think, I just ran. The drive to the airport is a blur of red lights and rage. My mind was screaming. They left him. My wife, her family. The same people who smiled at me every Sunday dinner, who said I was lucky she chose me. They left my son behind, on purpose. We'd argued before, about her family's control, about how they treated me like an outsider. But I thought deep down, she still respected me, loved me. That illusion died the moment I saw my boy crying beside a trash can at Gate 12. He looked up when I called his name, eyes red, voice trembling. "They said I was being bad," he whispered. "Grandma said I ruined the trip." I hugged him so tightly I could feel his heartbeat against mine. I didn't cry, not then. I saved it for later, when he was asleep, safe at home, and I sat in the dark replaying every word, every smirk, every warning sign I'd ignored. That night, something inside me changed. They thought they'd humiliated me, taught me a lesson, but they'd just written the opening scene of their own downfall. I started quietly, no confrontation, no shouting. I smiled on the phone when she called from Florida, pretending to be apologetic. "You overreacted," she said. "He needs discipline. You're too soft." I let her believe that. I let her think I was the same man who used to bend to keep the peace. Meanwhile, I started planning. I pulled every financial record, every account statement. I found things she didn't think I'd ever see. Secret transfers, hidden savings, her mother's name on documents that should have been ours. I discovered the trip to Disney wasn't just a vacation. It was an escape, a new start, funded by draining the accounts under my name. I didn't get angry. I got strategic. I moved quietly, like a surgeon, transferred what was legally mine, documented every message, every receipt, hired a lawyer, one who didn't flinch when I said, "I want full custody." It took 2 months. 2 months of acting like a husband trying to patch things up, like a fool willing to forgive. She believed it. They all did. When they landed back home, she was smiling again, that polished, Instagram-ready smile. "We need to talk," she said, in that tone that always meant, "You'll listen, I'll decide." I agreed. I told her to invite everyone, her mother, her sister, her perfect family. We met at their house, all of them gathered like a tribunal. I brought coffee, smiled, stayed silent while they lectured me on parenting, responsibility, and emotional maturity. Then I placed a folder on the table. Bank records, emails, screenshots, legal filings. Her mother was the first to stop talking. Her sister leaned forward, confused. My wife's face drained of color as she flipped through the pages, her signature on every transfer, every lie. "This," I said calmly, "is how you teach someone a lesson." Silence. You could feel it tighten around the room. "I know what you planned," I continued, "and I know where the money went. But the best part?" I looked directly at her. "Now, the court knows too." She stammered something. Excuses, denial, blame, but it didn't matter. She'd signed everything. She'd left proof everywhere. And she'd abandoned our son, on record, in writing, in that one text message that would burn her future to ash. When she realized I wasn't bluffing, her voice cracked. "You wouldn't take him from me," she said, as if she still had power. I smiled faintly. "You already did. I'm just correcting it." I left them there, pale, shaking, surrounded by the paper trail of their own arrogance. By morning, the custody papers were filed. Within a week, the court granted temporary custody to me. The evidence was airtight. Her mother's influence meant nothing against that text. Disneyland photos couldn't save her now. She tried to call, tried to apologize. I didn't answer. The night the final court order arrived, my son was asleep beside me, curled up on the couch, a movie half playing in the background. I watched him breathe, calm and safe. And for the first time in months, I felt peace. Not joy, not triumph, just balance. People think revenge is about anger. It's not. It's about restoration, about taking back what was broken, piece by piece, until the world feels even again. When she sent her last message, "You've destroyed my life," I finally replied. "No," I typed, "I just returned the lesson."